So our goal with the STEM Early College High School is to really redefine what public education looks like. What I mean is the way in which our K-12 program is preparing students for what comes next, college and career. So in a traditional program, in the traditional context in many schools, what happens is students go through and they're exposed to a curriculum framework, and throughout the content areas, this kind of exists on separate islands. We have to make sure that there are connections between the content areas. And so interdisciplinary learning allows us to do just that.
So one of the most valuable pieces of the STEM program as we run it here at Marlborough High School is that teachers of different disciplines get to collaborate daily. I have a planning period every single day with an English teacher, a history teacher, a math teacher, and an engineering teacher. I have learned so much from them that I can apply to my own content.
I think just in the classroom, I think the students really enjoy the dynamics of the teachers working together as a team. I think we can come up with different ways to help support the students.
For instance, our very last STEM project was like building a mission to Mars. It's like, oh, it's super sciencey. But then we had sort of like the going to the history of like space programs and constitutions even for the colony of how it would work. Then you had the math of sort of figuring out if your structures would work, how big they'd be and such. Then you sort of had the science of, well, will it work?
Shifting the focus from a traditional lecture style to a project-based collaboration format really has allowed, I think, students to learn from one another. And it's allowed me to learn new strategies in trying to make my classroom more student-centered so that they're making some decisions and they're experiencing the curriculum more than just I'm teaching them the curriculum.
I feel like they also have like a more personal connection with their students because they're also like working through all of this together. You create like actual friendships with those teachers.
It introduces you to the workload you would have in college and to try to get like the work ethic that you would have in college. If you have hands-on experience, you can have like a visual and like physical sense of what's going on. It just helps you learn better.
Collaboration is important because you're always going to be working with other people because you can't know everything. You have to have like your skill sets and use that with other skill sets.
But the largest benefit is that the students that would normally not be succeeding are succeeding. Having a collaborative work environment really allows those students that would normally pull away from traditional testing because they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe in their own intelligence because they don't think they're smart or they have never been told that they were good at something, allows them to shine.
The best way to ensure college readiness for high school students is to create an environment where they can explore and experience the rigors of a college curriculum, ideally in a college setting, but then have the safety nets of the high school.
So for example, in an engineering pathway, a student who might have expressed an interest in engineering can take 4 courses, 2 in the junior year, 2 in the senior year, that are college level credit, but for which that student is also getting high school credit, and complete high school with 12 credits. They're getting a head start, they're getting a taste of college level coursework.
When I started off in high school, I always imagined college would have been the hardest thing in the world, and it's something so different. But after taking the class, I realized that it's really not that different from any other class you would take.
The idea of changing things isn't comfortable for most people. They feel that their child's education in many ways will be okay if it was similar to the way they were educated 15 or 20 years ago. What we've started to understand is that the American workforce, especially in the high-skill industry sectors, is dwindling. And so in order to change that, we have to change the way that we're educating students.
The Career Speakers Bureau is a group of corporate leaders who partner with us to provide students the opportunity to see what STEM careers are all about.
All the companies, when they come in here, they have a variety of options on how they're going to integrate into the school. They can come in and provide a very short speaker event, or they could come in and spend more time, such as judging projects or being part of the project-based learning. There is also the opportunities for mentoring.
They are extremely invested, both personally because they have a passion for their work, They also find enormous gratification from working with students.
So over the summer I was able to participate in 2 internships. One was at Raytheon, one was at Hologic. And they actually use AutoCAD to create their projects. And like, we were all like, wow, like we use that too. Like that's stuff we do this year. Mr. Riley, the STEM director, he was like, you've been chosen to go down to North Carolina this Tuesday to hear President Obama speak about education. It's just something that really stuck with me because he talked about it and he was saying that despite what race you are, no matter who you are, everyone encounters hardships in their life. And it's just really important to not let that define you, but have it help you overcome your difficulties.
Students need to know how to collaborate, to rely on team members to accomplish tasks. Students need to know how to problem solve. Students need to know how to think critically about the things that are presented to them. And maybe more important than any other, students need to know how to fail. And so in the American education system, the traditional way is that you are doing well in education if you are right, if you are accurate, if your test scores are high. That has been the mark that you've done well in education. But what we know now is that if students don't know how to fail well, if they don't know how to pick themselves back up again and see failure as an opportunity to grow, they won't be as successful trying to accomplish what comes next, college and career.